Hey YouTube, Gundam here. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Today, I've built something fun. Anybody who knows Star Wars extended universe for vessels should know of the Victory class cruiser. Well, technically, it's more of a destroyer. It's a Victory class Star Destroyer. I first learned of it in Star Wars Empire at War. It became one of my favorite ships until I found some mods that could create dozens of Venators, because I love those things. I've enjoyed myself here. This is in the this version is actually not in the extended universe. In the extended universe, there is the Victory class Frigate, which basically looks like this thing, but not quite. The Victory class Frigate is supposed to be smaller and basically have no hangar. This thing, first off, has a pretty big hangar. Second off, is much bigger and has way more guns. I'm calling this the Katarn class Heavy Assault Destroyer. Let's go over it, shall we? First off, my constant red and green there. Let's start with the front. 6 forward-mounted turbo lasers. Yes, I've got new mods. Plus a ton of engines to try to slow this thing down. It weighs quite a bit. Going along the side, there's basically all engines. This bit, which dips in just a hair, includes a docking port and the primary airlock. And further down we have the first wing, which is kind of smaller, but has, well, some solar panels which can be removed. I just have those for reasons. Activate the spotlights. There's spotlights now on. And then I turn them off. There's some spotlights you see going down further. There's some more guns, more guns, more guns. Then you get to the primary battery on the main wing here. Along with some oxygen, I believe. Yeah, there's some oxygen farms underneath and on top, but there's the primary battery here, which has these 3 main guns and that gun on the bottom, which, yeah. These guns are slightly bigger than the other ones. You should be able to tell from here. And so far away yet, almost the same size, because they're quite bigger. Yeah, the secondary armament is all these little bitty guns here. That's 6 up there, and 9 on the bottom. The first ship to have more firepower on the bottom than the top for its secondary armament. The pistons have been extended to their maximum for grabbing something, whatever you want, really. We actually put lights. Now, the back of the ship is kind of heavily armed with a couple of secondary guns and several Vulcans and Gatling guns. But the back of the ship has a ton of thrust. These 5 engines assist with forward momentum, but the primary forward momentum comes from this. 8 industrial thrusters, 10 ion thrusters, 2 of these which I've got on the side to slow down the ship, and a Titan engine, along with a couple of oxygen farms, because oxygen is important. Now, you may notice every now and then, there's that there, there's a one over here, there's 2 here, 1 there and 1 there, there's 4 right here. Are there any top? No. There's one on the bottom of this. There it is. These are decoys. All of these are decoys. There's several of them. 4 at the end here. There's that one there. There's the one there, the one there, and the other there. Along with the ones on the back of this. These decoys are literally there for exactly what you think they're there for. To make sure the enemy does not shoot the main ship. The ship can survive without these two wings and the two back wings. Those two back bits are basically just decoration. These wings here provide nothing for forward momentum. They are a lot of the reverse engines though. This one has a lot of the reverse. This one has a couple reverse, but a lot of the side. So for stopping, it's important. Now, this is the primary armament. These 4 guns here and the 4 on the other side. Yes, you lose your primary armament, but that's okay. It's easy to replace. The ship will still live if the wing gets blown off. So having them focus fire. Also, yes, I know the oxygen farms here, well, they're intended to be a target to try to keep enemy from shooting that, along with being an oxygen farm. And there's 4 decoys right by them. Besides the fact that they're good for getting oxygen, the whole point is for them to be hit. That is literally their point. Up top we've got the main bridge with another oxygen farm. So let's head inside and take a look around. You go in through this airlock door. First off, there's 3 guns that meet you. Around the corner, there's another gun and another gun. Also the main hangar, which we'll get to that in a second. Going in here, you're immediately into a reactor room. Except for, I wanted to actually add in another, oops. I forgot I wanted this sealed off. Oops. Why won't that, oh, there's a light there. Of course. You know me, whenever I make anything I always add something right at the end. Right when I'm making a video. So yes, there's a reactor room. And some cargo here. So, we've got reactors, we've got cargo. Right in the front, that thing. Hello. However, I did forget about this. Because it's kind of important to keep this protected. So, we've got a jump drive right in the front of the ship. Now, this bulkhead is thick, first off. Second off, it's all heavy armor plating. The sides are all heavy armor plating on the sides here, and they're more than one thick of heavy armor plating. The top and the bottom primarily are light plating, but there's a lot of it. There's some heavy armor mixed throughout the ship to cover key systems. Like these are heavy armor blocks around that. Going down past the cargo containers and to the other side airlock, we come to one of the doors for the hangar, which I just remembered I did not finish the interior of the hangar. Right, so I just finished the hangar. We'll get to that in a second. So, did I show everything that was here? I thought I forgot something. Did I block it off? Guess I blocked it off. Yeah. Going through is handy to see what you're missing from time to time, especially in a ship like this. But there's nothing in the front with the exception of that was just there until you get into the reactor room. We're going to take a look at this first. So you've got the cargo containers there, you've got the airlock on either side of the ship there. And then into the reactor room here, this is the forward reactor room, you have the armory and a way around the reactors. The armory, although the tile is glitched out, you have a handful of cargo containers and a lot of armories, which is nice. So, that's right on the front, along with the forward gravity generator. Ship's so big it needs to. But, yes. Again, 5 Gatling guns towards the primary, so that's something. The hangar, right in there, we'll get to that later. This is the mid door for the hangar. Again, we'll get to it later. Some of the batteries, some other guns, just to say hello. This is the midship cargo unit, right by a reactor, which is accessed here, and there's 2 of them. This is the midship reactor. So the forward reactor, forward cargo, midship reactor, and cargo, and underneath it is a lot of conveyors. Now this is a large empty room in case you want to customize. This is intended for customization. Now here, we've got primary gyros. You've got lots of big gyros. There's 3 there, 3 big ones there, and 3 big ones here. So, yes, this just comes out from here. You've got large gyros. You would come down here and head down here to access the other gyroscopes, or to go around to the engine room. This is a pair of the main industrial engines. Now we can follow that down, but we're not going to. What we're going to do, here is the access to the hangar again. Crew quarters is where I want to go next. Then we'll go to the reactor room, the primary reactor room. Come down here to the crew quarters, it's just a bunch of beds. It's literally just a bunch of beds. Same with the other side of the ship. You know where you are from the hangar being here. That's useful, but a few guns just for the heck of it. The primary reactor room is in here. But there's also here, which is access to the Titan engine. In here is the main reactor. Well, one of 2. And the main reactor is literally 8 of these wedge units on either side of the Titan engine. So, back to this main junction with the main reactor room. We can head down here. This will lead to either end of the ship, if you'd like. We're going to go in here to the crew quarters. Head into these doors. Head in here. You have lots of cryogenic stasis, which is handy. Just outside is this nice jump drive, which this is a 4-block thick, or 5-block thick, I believe, heavy armor just underneath the Titan engine. And the Titan engine is completely surrounded by heavy armor. There's heavy armor around the main reactors as well. So, yeah. It's important to keep your jump drives and main engine secure. If that thing goes, it's going to leave a giant hole. You've got secondary reactors here just for this big old engine, which are just by the hangar. So, going back to here, oh yeah, by the way, hiding in here is a handful of gyros. There's some other gyros over there we'll take a look at in a minute. Heading back out this door, again, heading up here, that's the hangar, crew quarters, and the reactor room. Now, up here we have not viewed yet. We'll get to that shortly-ish. If I can ever remember to build this properly before I start making a video. Of course not, because I'm me. Right, so hiding just by these midship reactors are a group of gyros, very small number, but they're there. Now, we're going to go ahead and show off a hangar. This is the rear hangar section. The rear hangar is a series of connectors, one buried in the floor, and 4 along the walls, one in the ceiling. They're useful for various ships, which I think I want these lowered. Yes, that means I don't need those. Yeah, the hangar. If anyone knows my shipbuilding, should know the entirety of the interior of the hangar is heavy armor blocks. There we go. So this is the forward hangar. You've got that door there and that door there with a spotlight there. Again, more connectors. So it's actually a pretty large hangar. Very large hangar that has a double door. And if guarded, a nice little Vulcan, because those are lovely. So, the hangar is glorious. Now going out from the hangar, again right by these gyros, if you go out from this side, go past that gun, and up here, you can go to engineering, which leads up here, which says engineering, but it's literally just an empty area. So I might just remove that because, yeah, that's kind of a low. full size? Is it? Okay. So, yeah, that's kind of a lie. So this area here is for customization now. Yes, in case you're wondering, this bit was colored. I don't know why it was. So. There we are. Change that real quick. As for this thing here, this was on the ship, and I like it looking like vents. Now it's been properly colored. Yes, this is a sort of vent system that literally just has a big empty room here for it, and a dual vent here in the front. It just adds a little texture to the ship. So, where was I? Here. This is literally a big empty room, in case you want to customize it. Again, remember, further customization is available in this area here, which is much bigger, and you can have 2 decks. But, if you come up here to head to the bridge, now, bear with me. Go up to the top, yes. Go to the top, go through this airlock. You are in the primary crew quarters for, you know, standard recreation and things like that. There are vents here, even though it says it's not pressurized, trust me, it is. And so this has tables, you have coffee, you have medical generators, you have other doors here. These are the doors leading out. Where are the cryos? Past them? There are supposed to be other cryos around here somewhere. I don't know where they are. I can't believe this. There's a handful of the cryopods for the forward section. And I honestly lost them. That's the wing. How do you lose cryopods? Oh, here they are. Where is this? Oh, duh. Okay. So back to here. I apologize. I'm an idiot. Back to here. Plenty of stuff with the crew. A large crew can be handled here. Now in here, besides it's an airlock with a couple of guns, this is the secondary bridge. Okay, bear that in mind. The secondary bridge. Right by a few gyroscopes and a heavy armor block, I believe. And right by these 2 guns. So if you aim right here, you will hit the secondary bridge. So that is right by the wings, if you see that. Right under here, a second bridge. The point of that is so you can't knock out the ship so quickly. Now, through here, a large amount of guns to shoot at you. The primary gravity generator. Go up 1 floor, you have a few cryopods, same on the other side. Go up a 2nd floor. So, through this door, we have the only oxygen tank on the ship. Yeah, I know. It shouldn't run out of oxygen. Now, one of the customizations I recommend is adding more oxygen, but it's got plenty. And hiding behind this are 4 oxygen generators. So, there's that. But if you go up here, you reach the secondary airlock. Out on the side of the bridge. A few LCDs that aren't displaying anything because I don't know how to program those. A couple of guns. Head back here, some more LCDs and more of a viewing area that you can customize per your mission. Head up, more viewing. And head in here you have flight deck area for the flight deck and gun control, because you know, guns. And then there's the primary bridge, because yeah, that's where it is. Me sitting on the cockpit. Hello. So there's that. Let's take a look at the stats. 27,636,000 kilograms. Tons of thrusters, 84 batteries, lots of solar panels, lots of oxygen farms, lots of everything. And yes, I know these are a little exposed, which reminds me. Always kind of mean to forget something. So yes, slightly more protected bridge, which will engine, which will obstruct the view there, but that's about it. It's not much. What it does is protect the engine slightly. So, it's 27,653,000 kilograms. Slight protection to the engine. And it does look good a little bit on the back as well. Now, let's see how this thing flies, shall we? First off, gyros. It's got loads of those. So, its gyros are actually pretty impressive. Well, something down here. There should be 6 guns firing, not 1. So you have to hit the button instead of hit the other button from now on. That should be okay. So, now let's check out acceleration. Going in reverse. I'm so glad I turned off block destruction. So going in reverse. Now. 5, 10. So that's the reverse. Going left. 5, 10. And the right is identical to that. 5 and 10. Now going up. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. So it's got pretty good. I mean, side to side is a little lacking, but it's not bad. Going up and down is pretty decent. But what about forward? Remember, there's some engines on the wings. There's 8 Sage Industrial engines, 10 Ion engines, 2 of those grouped engines, and a Titan engine. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 10, 20, 30. It peaked out for some reason at 28. But it takes it 1 second to reach 10 meters a second. So and it stops pretty quickly. Oh, by the way, in case you were wondering, that beacon is hiding inside of the forward cargo bay. So there's minor customization available, mostly in rear. The good stuff. Now let's take a look at cameras. Front camera, main camera, port piston, port wing, starboard piston, starboard wing, hangar front, hangar door, hangar back. Extend some pistons. So this camera is right by the forward guns. This is, you can see the oxygen farm. This is just below the bridge. I thought you could rotate these cameras. I certainly am not rotating cameras. I'm rotating the ship. Thought I had. Is that it? You have port piston and port wing. So this is the port wing. Starboard piston, starboard wing. So this is on the wing tip, and this should be the wing tip, but I can't see the wing. Am I sure that's the right one? Port piston, port wing, starboard piston, starboard wing. You definitely see it with this, but I don't see the ship. I must be missing something. I don't know. 7 is the front of the this is the front of the hangar looking back. This is the top looking down, and the back of the hangar looking front. So I don't know why camera 4 is not working. Camera 4 should be right here. Well, for one thing, it's sideways. So that could be it. Nothing ever goes right the first time. So I need a new camera. Yay. I just deleted the... Damn it. There's port. There's starboard. I am absolutely unprofessional. I know. Let's take a look at this. 4, yes. 6, yes. You can see the ship. Let's go to here and deactivate those. So these are on the tips of the wings. You can see where the front of the ship is pointing from the crosshair. That's important. But these are, I say these are on the tips of the wings. They're not really, because you still have the rest of that block and then an entire bit more to go. 5 total blocks. So technically 6. You've got a lot of distance to be clear. So there's that. And by the way, these just stop the idle movement. And the pistons. So yeah. There we are. Oh, yeah, the only other group is for these antenna, which... It's just a series of different antennas, including one laser antenna, hiding in here, for different sizes and nice little look, which I like that. I forgot to mention of all the guns. Besides there's guns everywhere, there's these 2 little guns hiding, covering the main bridge. But basically put, everything is awesome on this thing. So I'll catch you later.